Well, it's been a long day. I'm just about ready to pack it in. After a few bites of ice cream from the freezer, I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. Oh, is this when she's gonna be like crying, I think? Yeah, this is gonna be when she's crying. I'm going to tentatively be like, are you okay? Did something happen? No, nothing happened. Go away. Oh, I'm just gonna leave her alone then. I'll leave you be. Yeah, oh baby, she just needs time. Oh, and then she's like super distant. And she slams that door. Ow, that could have hurt my ears. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, this cake was sweet. Oh, I love this. Sorry. Sweet. I just realized what I said after I said it. I meant emotionally sweet. Oh no. I'm sorry, Tumblr officer. But you shouldn't be creeping on over into Twitch. But regardless, there are no female presenting nipples here. Oh, this is where she like actually opens up about her feelings. Is it this one? Yay!
Oh.
Carry on. Thank you, officer.
Oh.
uh, what did I say last time? I think I usually do like the high school sucks response. Real friends? I'm gonna go ahead and save because I'm not sure if I've read this dialogue before or not. When you get older, you start realizing the sort of people you want to associate yourself with. Do you really want to surround yourself with people who would do something like that to their friend? It takes a lot of work to find and maintain meaningful friendships. It took me a long time to figure that out myself, and I wish I had learned it sooner. If the other person isn't putting the effort in to show you how much they care, it's not worth it. You're not beholden to being their friend. Ultimately, I think this says way more about their character than it does about yours, because you're amazing, and if they can't see that, well, that's their problem. Okay, I might have read that before.
I love you too, Dad.
Aw, I love you, Amanda. Oh, my baby.
Welcome. You've got dads.
I got scared because it looked like it wasn't gonna load, and I was like, Hey, dude, I've got the runs. What? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I've got just the thing. I'll head to the store and grab you a real chunky milkshake, cherry licorice, and a book of word jumbles that I find helpful in strenuous times such as these. Oh, we should watch the movies again. Oh, yeah. That was fun last time we binged it. Sorry, we're talking about Lord of the Rings. What? Wouldn't that make it worse? Oh, it's not for the diarrhea. Milkshakes are just comforting. Wait, why are we talking about this? Wait, when he say runs, does he mean athletic runs? Is that a thing people say? Because I'm totally on Nathan's side here. Like, that's what I was thinking. By I've got the runs, I meant that I feel like running. That is such horrible wording, Craig. What the hell? Wanna to come with me to the gym? Why do I feel less excited about that than getting you home remedies for diarrhea? Come on, man, it'll be fun. You know what? Sure. When are we doing this? There's 30 more minutes left in this meat help marathon. I'm outside right now. I'm warming up. Okay. At least let me see if Betty gets away from the wolves in time to get her sopressata wrapped cheesecake out of the oven. I guess I'm doing this little bit now. Though we're so close to the third date with Robert. Go ask your mother. Wait, what is happening? What? The gym just installed these new virtual jogging treadmills. We'll feel like we're running outdoors. You can see other runners on your screen too. Let's try it out together. Other runners? Will I be able to keep up? Don't worry, we're here to cheer each other on. I'll be right there with you. Just get a rhythm going, keep your heart rate up, but don't overexert yourself. You'll do great. What do I...
Run that, Dad.
Oh. I'm confused. What am I doing? Oh, am I supposed to like... Oh, okay, this is weird. A weird way to do it. And they look like me's. It's kind of funny. Wait, what? Oh, am I sprinting for... You never got that day? I'm sorry, Jack. This is such a weird way to play this. Sprint for the D. That's pretty much what that was. Alright, you gotta put in more effort uphill. I'm getting that D! This is such a strange minigame, but I like it. You clipped it. Oh my god. Sprinting for the D again. I'm not on your route, but I'm sure Robert will forgive me. Ooh, love me! Does this ever end? I want this to end. I've been playing for so long. It's been 2 minutes, but I'm tired. All this mouse clicking. Is this the video game exercise? Oh, good grief. Seriously, I'm not kidding. My pointer finger is getting tired from all this clicking. Dude. What is this kind of game? Oh, there's the end. Ha! Eat that score!
Welcome. You've got dads.
That awkward moment when you thought you unmuted your mic, but you didn't. Lol. Sorry. And here I was literally going, yay, third date hype, third date hype. No one heard it. I'm so sorry. I fail as a gamer. I muted because I had a conversation with my mother. Oops. Okay. But, okay. Wait, can I load? No, it's not worth it. It's fine. Just know that I was reading dialogue until I realized that wasn't being heard. It's my volume. Okay. I haven't spoken to Robert since that night we drove out to his thinking spot. He seemed unusually somber then, like more so than the usual amount of somber that Robert is, which is already a lot. I've been thinking about him and hope he's doing okay, but I've been a little reluctant to reach out to him. Nathan. Hey Nathan, guess who's getting their drink on tonight? I take a look at my dad bug messages. There's a flurry of them from Robert. It's so weird. The first date, he was like barely messaging. He was just kind of like, oh, hey. But now he's like, whenever he does talk, it's like spam, 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 spam. Guess it's you. Also me, but mostly you. Oh my gosh. Guess who's getting the drink on? Yo! Date 3 doesn't tell you. I'm just gonna go with... Yeah, dude. Oh, also, easy sick, I did not fail the minigame. I passed it with S++. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, dude. I type back to Robert. Robert, buddy, tonight we ride. Yes! Meet me at Jim and Kim's at 8 p.m. Not that I'm unappreciative, but I think this is the first time that Robert's given me more than an hour's warning before hanging out. Amanda. Amanda pops her head into the hallway. Music I don't recognize blaring from her room. What's up? I'm hanging out with Robert later tonight. Okay, cool. Robert, who is my friend. I have friends. I'm happy for you, Dad. People enjoy my company, Amanda.
Ugh.
Dad, I'm so happy for your continued development as a human being. What are you listening to? Sad shiz. I don't give Amanda, language. Sad stuff, sweetie.
Ugh.
Or shiz. Holy stuff. Lay off me, Pops. Amanda goes back into her room and turns up the volume to her sad stuff. I put on my going out coat and walk over to Jim and Kim's. I spot Robert leaning against the brick wall, smoking a cigarette. As I get closer, I realize that he looks a little different. Cleaner, I guess. It actually seems like he combed his hair and his clothes are less wrinkled than usual. Good for you, Robert. Hey. Hey. You take a shower just for me? I'm working on my relationship with existence. We both stand there for a second and don't say anything. Robert finishes his cigarette and abruptly goes inside. I follow him. By the time I get inside, Robert's already at the bar ordering 2 whiskeys. I spot a booth in the back and claim it for us. Robert slides in and hands me a glass. I think there is a correct response here. To you. Here's to your continued existence.
Hi.
That little hi. We clink whiskeys and I watch him sip his, rather than his traditional approach of slamming the whiskey back as quickly as possible. So what's the plan for tonight? Hit some other bars, maybe grab some pizza. I think that'll kill some time before we go burn down that old abandoned house in the woods. It's definitely not as fun if it's abandoned.
Hey.
Ah, Mary. It's been a while. Mary pops over the back of the booth, a glass of wine in her hand. She punches Robert in the shoulder. Where was my phone call?
Oh.
Sorry, figured you were busy sinking your teeth into some poor sap. I am. He's right here. I look around the booth to see a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly. You're replacing me with the new kid? Mary, I could never replace you, whether I wanted to or not. Mary leaves her booth and slides in next to Robert. The guy she was sitting with looks mildly relieved. She eyes Robert's clean pressed clothes up and down, suspiciously. What? Do you got a court date coming up? Interesting question and answers. He'd never convince the jury. I mean, he always looks handsome, but he's never convinced the jury. He would have had to shave first. Seriously, though, what's up with you? Robert stares down at his drink, suddenly looking serious. It's Pappy. Doctors say it's cirrhosis of the liver. I think that's the word. I told that old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he's ever known, especially since Ma's gone. That's why I invited you out tonight. Just didn't want to be alone. Oh, come on. Nathan, don't be an a-hole. You know the one thing Robert doesn't joke about is his Pappy. Whoops. They're giving him 2 months. I gotta help him straighten out his affairs. Robert, I'm so sorry. Robert takes a long look at his whiskey, eyeing it in the dim glow of the bar's lights. I look at his life, then I look at mine, and I know history is just doomed to repeat itself. Oh my god. I'm just kidding. He's retired with his new girlfriend in Acapulco? They watch the sunset every night. Probably screw like donkeys. Wait, aren't rabbits the ones who screw a lot? Oh, sorry. Didn't realize you were an expert on which animals screw a lot. Please stop saying the word screw. Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He gets up out of the booth. Me and Nathan are gonna hit the bricks. You coming with? Mary casts one last glance at the sad sap she's been hunting and downs the rest of her wine in one gulp. This place is dead anyways. We exit the bar and find the typically empty street filled with a small crowd of people. At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and bad posture. He carries a lantern that he shines up at his face for dramatic effect. What's going on? Looks like it's one of those walking ghost tours. They do that in this part of town all the time. I've always wanted to do one of those. You know all of the stories are fake, right?
Oh.
Pretty much all of my stories are fake. This is research. Robert makes a beeline towards the back of the group. He turns around when he notices that I'm not following him. Come on! We can't just crash it, can we? Don't be such a square, Nathan. Just act like you belong. Robert sidles up to the tour group. I reluctantly fall into step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. Oh my... Tour Master Quinn, what the hell? Hey, it was in this place in 1694 that the most infamous witch trials were held. To date, we do not know if the people burned at the stake were actually witches, but it is widely reported that their ghosts still haunt this hapless dive bar to this very day. It was actually 1692.
That's the good stuff.
What? And the site was over by the coffee shop down the road. I'm sorry, who are you? Daniel McSturgis, ghost historian. And this is my colleague, Dr. What am I going with? Help guide. 80s reference. Sure. I'm gonna save just in case. Dr. Loomis, paranormal investigator extraordinaire, We're touring America's most haunted locations as research for our new book. You may have seen our guest cameo on Paranormal House Hunters Extreme Edition. A couple of people in the group start nodding. Man, Robert's good at this. Are you guys part of the group? I don't remember seeing you at the first stop. We like to keep a low profile. Easier to catch ghosts that way.
Hey.
They've definitely been here. Been standing next to them the whole time. Thank you, random lady who I do not know.
Ah.
This is such a weird day. And this is hilarious because the last date I was talking about, well, we were talking about Robert killing me. And I was like, oh, wait, but is the third date where I'm a ghost? But now it's like, ghosts are in the third date. Hey! At least ghost stories. As I was saying, the epicenter of paranormal activity can be found at the Coffee Spoon over there. The man who runs it has been plagued by hauntings since he signed the lease. They near driven him mad. But whatever you want to say is cool, I guess. It's your tour.
Hey.
Man, didn't know that about Matt. Wait, Robert's making this up. The rest of the tour group listens intently to Robert's every word. I think the tour guide can tell that he's losing the group. He seems to be getting flustered.
All right.
Thank you for your... Oh, wow. Thank you for your contribution and knowledge, Mr. McSturgis. Let's move on to the next haunted location. Robert, Mary, and I follow the group down the street. The tour guide sure is cool. Yeah, everyone in the group gets one if we make it to the final location. I turn to Robert and grab him by the shoulders. I need that t-shirt. Well, guess we're in this for the long haul then. Just follow my lead. Don't arouse too much suspicion, and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time. Ah, that's my boo.
Oh.
Our group arrives at an old, decrepit colonial-style house. A quick pause on the tour. My name is Quinn, but most people on the ghost tour call me Tour Master Quinn. I'm a DJ, trivia master, and part-time actor. He totally has the looks of it. I do private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, MC bar mitzvahs, and perform traditional vaudevillian mime work. I hope I said that right. Tour Master Quinn gives out headshots to all of us. His resume is on the back. Stage combat experience. Anyway, here's a little bit of history for you all. This was the home of noted American author Dorothy Pembridge, whose prose was widely popular in the late 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home where she wrote such classics as The Diaries of the Victorian Mistress, Lady Fitzwilliams, Courtship, The Ghost of Sea Captain Reginald Barkley. She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you can see a light from the attic, where the ghost of Miss Pembridge continues work on her latest bestseller. I guess you could say that she was consumed by her work. Aw, that was poor taste.
I'm so sad.
I'm so sad. No reaction from the crowd. This guy needs to work on his dad jokes. Actually, consumption is the popular cover-up. Little known fact is that it was a murder-suicide. I'm pretty sure she died of consumption. Sure. And we definitely didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to elaborately fake the moon landing. That's the watered-down, censored version they teach you in school. But if you can't handle the real story, I understand. It's not for the faint of heart. Can we? I think everyone would much rather hear what this world-renowned ghost historian has to say. Right, everyone? The group murmurs in agreement. This is a topic we cover extensively in our book. Dr. Loomis, would you care to tell this story? Oh my gosh, yes. Let's do it. What story am I telling today? Go with something I know. Let's go. In the 19th century, Dorothy Pembridge was credited for protecting New York City from potentially world-ending paranormal forces. Despite her success, her ragtag group of ghost hunters were disbanded by government officials. However, after learning that the ghost of Vigo and Carpathian has taken an interest in her son, her and her ghost-busting friends launched a mission to defeat the ghost and once again save New York City. Hey, isn't that the plot to... Nope, it's not. The tour guide sees this as an opportunity to take back the group and address us with some razzle-dazzle. What an interesting story.
Come on.
Now, I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If anyone thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourselves. Mary's so unimpressed. Alright, I'm bored. Mary turns to a young guy looking at his phone and taps him on the shoulder. Hey, kid, fancy buying a gal a drink? The guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted. Honey, I can show you the most haunted place in town. I think I could exorcise your demons, if that's what you're looking for. Oh. Don't write checks your dick can't cash. His eyes go wide. Mary salutes me and Robert. She suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs into my ear. When you've known Rob for as long as I have, you know when something's wrong. Keep an eye on him for me tonight, okay? Sure, Mary. Good man. Aw, she's actually not bad. In this particular instance. Character as a whole? I don't know. Mary pats me on the back and pulls away. She takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street. Take it sleazy, fellas. God help that poor soul. Mary or the kid? Both. Our last stop. This burial ground is such a hotbed for horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. There's the wailing ghost of the Wharf Man, the vampire of Maple Bay, the children of the moonlight. What about the Dover ghost? The Dover ghost! By this point, the tour guide is clearly irritated with us. What about it? Oh, nothing. I just think it would be a crime to come all the way out to this cemetery, the actual origin of one of New England's most notorious paranormal entities, and not even mention the infamous Dover ghost. That's not a real thing. That is absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. I know tons about paranormal history. I know every ghost story in this area. I can guarantee there's one you don't know. Robert looks over at me and smiles. Would you folks care to hear the tale of how Loomis and I met? No. The entire group shushes the tour guide. Okay, fine. Tell the story. Well, it was a dark and stormy night. I wasn't always a paranormal investigator. Way back when, I was just a Bible salesman. Traveling grifter. Carnival burger. Moving from town to town, always looking for my next mark. It wasn't an easy life, but I had fun. Taking from the rich, giving to the poor. Actually, also taking from the poor. I had a shaky moral foundation. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Bay quite by accident, but little did I know that this city has a dark side. Now, about the same time, I was just starting out as an apprentice to a rather famous ghost hunter who was an old family friend of mine. I carried the equipment, operated the EVP machine, all that. Wait. Yes? Who was the famous ghost hunter? Well, I don't like to name drop, but Georgia Mathers. The tour group gasps.
All right.
Georgia Mathers? She's a legend. You know her? Knew her. Amazing woman. Died mysteriously. Miss you, Georgie.
Hey.
Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights and sounds coming from the cemetery late at night. Now, we had been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place was highly dangerous, but Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. We camped out in the center of the cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchman. Wailing ghost of the Wharf Man. Whatever. Your stupid vampire was just a teenager in the mask. But the Dover ghost? Man. Tell him, Loomis. So, there I was, just walking back to my hotel after a long day of, working a couple of short cons, I think. Yeah. Right? Pretty sure, if I'm sticking to the same story. Yeah. Wait. As a traveling grifter, not a Bible salesman. Classic pigeon drop scam. Put in our feelers for a rip deal. I was going to steal a baby, probably. Would have made me rich. I found myself walking past this very cemetery. Now, I was never a very superstitious man, but something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep within the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate. Easy Zeke, they are absolutely 100% joking. And thank God you did. Georgia and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal, but after about an hour, everything went south. Playing back the EVP meter, we were about to hear a single word. Run. The air suddenly went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I just knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this faint, distant scraping noise, like something being dragged across the ground. It was loud. It got louder and louder until it was deafening, some kind of demented howl. And then I felt it. Something, grabbing my ankle. Robert has the whole crowd hook, line, and sinker. You could hear a pin drop. I've only cried twice in my life. Once was at the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. Dang, you're such a bad A, Robert. My throat is so dry from all this reading. I wasn't sure where it was taking me, but knew it was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I was going to die. The moment I crossed the gate into the cemetery, I heard this god-awful screeching. I ran into the mausoleum just in time to see a man being pulled across the floor by... God, to this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. It looked like a man, but like... I glanced at Robert. Like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like tried to put one together. Oh, this is so romantic in a weird way. I love it. The arms were too long. Its eyes glowed red. It was like a walking shadow. It was supposed to be black. Black eyes. What did I do? What any good person would do. I lunged for... Shoot. What was his fake name again? I think it's... this... Wait, what? They're all the same. Oh, the first name is different. I was looking at the last names. I'm like, wait. All the last names are the same. I think it's Davis, but I'm going to double check with the guide. Oh, no, it's Daniel. Ha! I would have gotten that wrong.